What's going on, guys? Donnie, Gov, let's get right to it. But before we do, let's preface this a bit by saying we make a lot of the same mistakes as a lot of all the other early podcasters, right? You get on Twitter, you try to promote your stuff, you're trying to get noticed. I did some of the thread stuff, and then recently I stopped doing a lot of that, like in the last month or so. I'm like, you know what? Either people are going to find us organically. I'm just going to engage with people like you would a barbershop or a bar or a coffee shop. And I'm just going to like put out good sports takes and enjoy the content that I want to create as if I'm the one consuming the content and see where that goes. And we have seen so much growth that it is tremendous. So like and subscribe as always, if you wouldn't mind. But I'm not going to peddle it anymore. I'm not going to, try to do this or that. One thing I did do is reach out to like a lot of cool organic people that were doing a lot of the same stuff we were doing. Tried to press a lot of the same sports, scratch a lot of the same interest, but do it in a unique way. And I found this one guy on Twitter who seemed very to do things a bit different, but also do it in a fun, organic way as well. He's going to allow us to break down his best ball draft because I find it very interesting, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But I want to give the guys a chance to introduce themselves and get any additional sports takes off their chest today. What's going on, Donnie?
All right, Celtics. I've seen this series has gone pretty much how I expected it. When Tyrese Maxey plays well, when everyone's playing well for the top three guys for the Sixers are playing well, they're having a lot of success in this series. Tyrese Maxey has been the X factor, in my opinion, as I said going into the series. I don't know if you guys feel like that. I mean, I know we've had a lot of big Harden, a lot of big Embiid games, but when everything goes wrong, not much is working. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey stepped up and made the plays he needed to make.
You were right about that, and I have said it multiple times. I think Jason Tatum's a good player, not a great player. He's proving it this series. I know he had like a flash in the pan moment, but let's be honest, he had his worst game as a professional today.
He had 44 minutes of bitch-ass Tatum. That's what he had. He had 44 minutes of I'm a little bitch Tatum. And then he had 4 minutes at the end of the game that was just that. I mean,
I'll say
it's why he's the number one. It's like those 4 minutes is why you say he can be the number one on that team. But it's the other 44 minutes that make me know Boston is an uphill battle the whole way.
But here's the thing. We don't give him much credit for the first quarter. I think he had only 1 point. He was 0 for 7. But he had 6 and 7, I believe it was, in the first quarter.
Oh, he was trying to do everything he could. Like, he's the number one on the team. He should be trying to do that. But, like,
it might have been the first half where he had that.
It's hard to only have 5 points going into the, downward stretch of the fourth quarter.
No, I agree. But
he did do what he needed to do. Like, that is the kind of thing that he needs to do and win that kind of game to, put into his he needs to do that more this postseason, and they win a title, and that can start changing some minds. But
but he wasn't terrible the first half. Like he was bad. He wasn't terrible because he was doing other things. In that third quarter, early fourth quarter, he was non-existent on the court.
Was hard.
It was constant after constant mistake. It was terrible to watch as a Celtics fan. I thought for sure the series was over. I had given up.
Oh, when it wasn't 10 points, I was calling it in the bar. I'm like, if it's not 10 points at halftime, this is going to be really rough going into the second half.
And it was
exactly what it was.
From the Celtics in the last 4 minutes. It took a perfect 4 minutes for the Celtics to win that game.
Yep.
Look, everyone thinks I hate Tatum. I don't hate Tatum. I just think Tatum is Chris Bosh. I think he's like Paul Gasol. Like, if he gets with a real superstar, he has a chance to win the championship because he's a good regular season player. I don't think he has.
I agree with that 100%. If Tatum were the number 2 on a team somewhere and there was a legitimate number 1, if you were to I think you could trade Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton for Jason Tatum, and the Bucks would be the title. You would have to go. You'd still be going through the Bucks every year.
And I think the Celtics would be better if you put Middleton and Holiday and Brown together.
I will say this, though. I think it was last podcast. I don't remember if we were live, but I know we talked about it. Now that Jaylen Brown has made an All-NBA team officially, the Celtics cannot keep both of them and win a championship, I don't think. It will be $613 million in cap space.
I told you, and the one they should keep is Jaylen Brown. He has the longer upside, in my opinion.
He's been the most consistent player for them. He plays tough. He doesn't shy away from anything. So if you can get a package like Middleton and Holiday, they're so much older than Tatum. I don't think that's enough.
Right, and you probably wouldn't get you would probably end up getting something like one of them and then Portis and something. Portis and Picks.
But like if let's say
or let's try a different team. Like maybe not Milwaukee because Milwaukee might think they're good enough. But let's take another team that you think like would be willing to trade their other piece and picks and stuff to get Tatum.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say Detroit gets the number 1 overall pick, and they say Cade in the number 1 overall pick, which would be Wembanyama, and then you trade Tatum.
No, I was thinking something like if Denver loses to the Lakers, would you take Murray, Gordon, and picks?
Stop.
No,
you're not serious, Donnie. There's no way anyone would trade Wembanyama for Tatum.
I don't think they would. That's why I said Robert Williams and Tatum, but it's just that's what it would take from the Celtics, I think, to pull the trigger. I don't think they pulled the trigger on a move for Tatum.
Cade Cunningham is really good.
I think Cade Cunningham's really good, but
I don't think a building team goes to get Tatum. I think Tatum, if he leaves because of trade or something, like he has enough cash to want to go to a contender. So, like, you need a team. Like, I don't think a team like Detroit would do that. I'm trying to think of a playoff team or a close to playoff team that could put a package. Would you take a package from Atlanta?
No, because I hate Trae Young.
No, ideally Trae Young's the guy they would keep as their one to go with Tatum. So, like, would you take a package of Murray, another player, like maybe Murray, John Collins, and picks?
Yep.
Or then you have to move Robert Williams.
It'd be 3 players from like you could probably go like Murray, Collins, and Capella or something.
Right.
Or get something like that to get Tatum. Yeah.
I don't think that's a championship team. I really don't.
No, you're right. Like if I'm trying to actually build a championship team for Tatum to go to, it would be like
I don't think it's a championship team either way.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's only a couple that you could take him to, and I think the Denver team is a scenario. Like I think if you were to take Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and picks for Jason Tatum, and now you have Tatum and Joker, you still have Caldwell Pope and Michael Porter. You still have Bruce Brown.
But the Celtics don't need a role player situation. Like,
well, I mean, Jamal Murray's a pretty good star. You could put him with Jaylen Brown and get something. You would Aaron Gordon could be your new Al Horford because Horford's old as shit. And like you're putting a fucking zombie out there who got 11 rebounds tonight. I don't know how.
By the way, it looks like
Al Horford looks young some nights.
He gets the Kobe knees sometime. I'm like, when did you send him to Germany over the fucking 2 days? Like there's times like it's I'll look left once or twice, but good Lord, I can look left once or twice, but I looked up every time from playing pool tonight, and it was just like every time I look at the game, it's like, oh, Horford grabbed a rebound. Oh, Horford grabbed a rebound. Oh, Horford grabbed a rebound. What the fuck? Horford grabbed a rebound.
Yeah, he defends Embiid so well.
No, he is great. That's what I mean. Like when I want to build a championship team, the Celtics have every piece I want. I just want it slightly better. I want Tatum to be better. I want Brown.
I don't even think Tatum has to be better. I think he just needs to be consistent. Which maybe that is better.
That is better. That's a
but if you get. If you get
I don't know how he could be more, I don't know how he could be better and less consistent.
He is one of the most inconsistent stars I've ever watched.
I guess he could come out and do games like that, or he puts up 50, and that's all he does. That could work. You know you're getting 50 or 12.
Like Donovan Mitchell. Like that's what Mitchell does.
Kinda, yeah. There's a few
but even the games where Mitchell didn't score well, he did other things. Yeah, Tatum defends so well.
True.
That's But
That's where Tatum's
he
like very
doesn't
solid.
defend on ball in these situations against a team like Philly. Like, he can't defend Embiid. He's too small, but he's not quick enough to defend
See, that's
Harden.
the thing. He's built for a different sort of like series. Like
Right, he's not made for this
like you
series
said,
at all.
he's not big enough to help defend Embiid properly, but he's also not quick enough to be really defending Maxey. So like your best bet is to throw Tatum on Harden. And
But
Harden
that's
is
Brown's
good
responsibility.
and that's the thing. That now like you'd have to switch it. I think that's sort of what they did tonight.
So like
By not
Tatum,
having him at power forward where he's helping Al Horford.
Tatum
try
had to defend
it.
Tobias Harris. Like,
Yeah,
what is
that's another
Tobias
difference.
Harris gonna do?
That's the thing. That was the best part. It was like you need him on someone. Like I wouldn't put him on Harden because Harden will work him and probably go.
And he did a couple times.
Yeah, but that's probably not a winning series because you're probably just going to go 50-50 with Harden, and then it's Embiid versus Jaylen Brown, and I think Embiid that wins that. Embiid's going to end up winning that over a 7-game series. So, like, if you're comparing the teams, like 1-2 right there, boom, 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 I wouldn't do that.
It's just a terrible matchup for the Celtics. It's a terrible matchup. And I will say, Boston owns Philly, and I'm going to stick by that. We're winning Game 7 by 10. Anyway, this year.
Oh, that's going to be a fun Saturday game. It
Sunday.
is on Saturday. Oh, they're giving you the extra day to go back.
They
and play
gave
on
us the
Sunday.
extra day, and
Game
that's my
7 on
day off.
Sunday.
I'm going to be all ready for that.
Oh, it's Mother's Day, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
Game 7 on Mother's Day. Wow.
Happy Mother's Day to Donnie. I know him and his mom do watch the games together. So, in all seriousness, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I actually got to treat my mom a bit early because my birthday is on the 4th, and I'm a true believer that I think whatever day the oldest child is born is the true Mother's Day. Forget all this Hallmark bullshit. Like, if you really want to thank your mom, you gotta get it on the birth canal day. And so my birthday was the 4th. That's what my Mother's Day was. So I took my mom out to coffee today. But whatever day you celebrate, make sure you celebrate the moms every day. Speaking of which, though, on the opposite end of an angel like a mother, you know, Jason Tatum was a Blue Devil, and we do got some other basketball news today. Coach K is apparently thinking about joining an NBA front office.
He already did that, I'm pretty sure. I forget which team has
I
him as
don't
an
want to
advisor.
confirm it, but it looks highly likely he's going to go to the Sixers.
I think let me double check before I say anything.
That's why I didn't announce it either, because I don't think it's been official yet.
It says he lands a new NBA job. He's landed the job, it says.
So I had heard it was with the Sixers. He's going to help Doc Rivers. It's interesting because he's been given plenty of chances to coach, and he's turned them all down. He comes out of coaching retirement to take a professional job for the first time. It was an interesting nugget I had to bring up. Are you guys ready to break down this draft, though?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, in all transparency, I wanted to do this because we get this notion. You've probably heard it plenty of times at the bar because Gov works the sports bar. Donnie's probably heard it plenty of times in the college dorm rooms. Everyone loves fantasy. Everyone likes to talk about their team. Everyone likes to think they have the best team. But then nobody wants to hear about your best team. You know, no one wants like that progress report in the middle of your season. Be like, well, I drafted Derrick Henry or I have Patrick Mahomes on my team. But I do think it's going to be interesting if we did some of these reviews before the season just to see where other people's heads are at. We can see the average draft position, and then we can almost form our own opinions. Let's see how this guy does. I just clicked on this just for a second in full transparency to make sure he wasn't selling anything for serious or anything like that. But other than that, I haven't seen anything. So here we go.
Until we get the puppy, we're going to be slamming these DraftKings tournaments, and the ADPs are still unsettled. There's a lot of edges that I feel we still have right now. So I'm going to continue to draft until these ADPs get
Turn
better.
it down a little bit.
Until I stop getting auto-drafted.
That's why I was just about to ask you, how's the audio level?
It was fine for me. Fix it for whatever Donnie needs.
Let's see if that works, Donnie.
20-point game.
Oh, yeah, Denver's
yeah.
fine. I'm not even worried about
Yeah.
that.
Kelsey, is any tight end going to catch as many balls as Travis Kelce. Like, I highly doubt it. So full point PPR, Kelsey's going to be really nice. He's also one of those guys that's going to hit the 100-yard bonus several times this season. Tyreek Hill for those.
Well, he mentioned it, so let's start there to give the people a precursor. What do you guys think about Travis Kelce? We obviously have to view him differently than a tight end. You have to view him as an offensive weapon.
Yeah.
Do you think,
Which he does, and I think that's smart. He's by far the best weapon.
in a draft like this, though, he's by far the best tight end. We talked about consistency with Tatum. He's by far the safest tight end. But that's why I don't want him, because I think everyone else will chase that narrative. It's like if we can get Kyle Pitts or we can get one of these cheaper guys a lot later.
Okay. Here's the thing. I was about to say, I've got you go, Donnie, because I have a main point if we're looking at that as his first round ranking.
I have a major concern with these first round rankings. If you look at all the other players on this list, Kelce number 6, the biggest outlier is age. Kelce has a lot of miles on that body. He takes the most hits out of all these players, most likely. Well, outside of CMC and probably Robinson and Eckler. But if you're going to go for a receiving threat, Chase is going to get just as many targets probably. Justin Jefferson's probably going to get just as many targets.
Justin
going to take less big hits.
Justin is his number 1, though.
Yeah, I know. But
Okay.
even if you look at Amon-Ra and A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, which he has a lot on his body too, not many people are going to have as many miles on his top 12.
Now, before I let Gov go, and I'm definitely going to let you go, Gov, don't worry. This is a PPR. DraftKings is a PPR website, so it does favor the receiving options a bit more too. Go ahead.
That is the main reason why I do not care how much everyone thinks Atlanta's going to do exactly what they did last year, where they just literally ran the ball all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Bijan is not a first round pick in any way.
No way.
Is he not in like, he shouldn't be in the first round. He shouldn't be the third running back off the board. There's 1,000 things wrong with that right there. That is my main problem with his top 12.
My thing with Kelce, I know, is
I've seen Bijan going that way. Like, he's going to have an ADP in the first or second round by the time all these drafts are done. And I am going to be fading him severely.
Yeah, I'm okay with the ADP of the running back position if that's what you value. But I'm with you overall, Gov. I don't value running back as highly as a lot of people do.
Right, but even if you don't value running back that highly, do you put Bijan as your third running back on the board? Do you have it CMC, Eckler, Bijan? Like, you don't have Bart, you don't have Saquon number 2, you don't have ETN number 3, you don't have Breece Hall coming back number 3, you don't have no Kenneth Walker number 3, nothing.
Well, Charbonnet's there too, but
Derrick Henry. Like, you really have Bijan 3 ahead of all of those other running backs?
I would actually. I'm a fan of Derrick Henry because I do think there's a chance Derrick Henry gets traded. And wherever he goes, that could be a good fit. I do have Bijan higher, but I tend to draft I tend to be a zero running back kind of guy where I wait till the later rounds. It's similar to my quarterbacks. Either I'm getting the first quarterback on the board or the last one. And that's how I do running back.
Yeah, that's like. There's again, if I'm not getting CMC or Eckler, I'm probably waiting on running back multiple rounds.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think Kelsey's very likely. Now, I'm not wishing for injury or anything. I just think those older guys are more likely to get injury. And CMC, he doesn't play a full season very often. Eckler's done a good job, but it's only a matter of time.
And he's already disgruntled, so that does play a factor for me. But let's skip ahead here, and he's about to enter this draft now. Let's see how it goes. I wanted to show this because he said he wants us to be transparent. He wants us to rip him apart, give him constructive criticism. He doesn't want us to hold back.
Okay,
let's
see what pick he gets.
Also, I don't think we said this. Thank you for giving us a chance to look us over.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know his name, but
I don't know either right now. He just wanted to go by Fantasy Dog Pound. he did say that he would watch this back. He wanted our feedback, and then he would be willing to come on and do some collaboration with us in the future. So it does look like it could be a partnership thing going on between us, and I'd be more than willing for him to break down our NFL drafts or NBA drafts the same way. I do think this kind of content is very interesting. And just so we're being fair, he is entering a $10 entry, $102 price.
So he believes in this.
Yep. I will probably be entering a few of these later on, and I usually do my best ball drafts end of July, August. I like to be near the end or near the start of the season than trying to get them in now. I'm hoping this won't fill, and I'll be able to get into one or two of these, at least. If not, I will be putting a few. Well, again, I usually grind tickets during baseball season, so we'll see how many I actually get. Last year, I got 15 entries.
Well, when we mentioned it earlier too, Gov, is we thought about doing kind of a Rainmakers kind of season-long, what would you consider a investment kind of portfolio where every week we kind of break it down and build it up and see how big we can build a bankroll, start to finish. So I think we'll be doing some interesting things that he will have a chance to judge us on. But let's continue our evaluation of his draft here. Good luck to you, fella.
No board. You kind of have to keep track a little bit of, and it's easier if you're on the turn, to see what people need. If you're in the 11 spot, you really only have to worry about the 12 spot. So it's pretty easy. If you're in the middle of the draft, good luck, pretty much. Crap.
I do agree with that.
Okay.
That's right where he drafted, right?
I'm sure.
But
They seem not happy.
He got pick 11.
So he got the pick he wanted, but I do agree with him. You either want to be the first part of the draft or the last part. Being in the middle is absolutely.
Yeah, I do that. Okay, so because he's going to have 2 quick picks every time, I think after he makes 2 picks, we should evaluate what he says.
That's fine by me.
Now, let's just take a wide view of this draft before it starts, before we know anything, though. What's the number one mistake that you think people will make if just starting a draft? The number one mistake, no matter what position you are in, what's the worst thing you can do to start a draft?
Have a thought in mind of what you want.
Damn it,
okay. I want to say this right. You should have ideas of how to build your team the way you want, but you shouldn't be set in stone when you're coming in. I want to build this kind of team. I want to build that kind of team. You don't know what you're going to do with what pick. You don't know what pick you're going to get. You don't know who's going to be on the board at the end of the 5th round. You could get the same pick and have a completely different team after round 5 to start off with than you did before. And now it's what are you going to do? So don't come in saying, I'm going to build 0 RB. I'm going to build hero RB. I'm going to build a 3 quarterback team with don't come in saying that. You let the first couple of rounds grab the right, basically follow ADP mostly, grab your guy in the first 3-4 rounds. Yeah, that you should grab. Don't reach. Don't be trying to build and be okay, if I'm going this, then I don't need to take that. No, just take your best available guy first 2 or 3 rounds and see where you're going from there. Don't say I'm stacking Tampa and go out and reach for a Tampa guy because he won't be there on the way back. Don't be doing that kind of stuff. Don't have that thought in the draft.
Well,
let the first few rounds come to you and figure it out.
Right. Well, don't get too cute either. Don't say I'm going to take Kyler Murray because if he plays for the Cardinals, he's still got huge upside. Or I heard a story about Tom Brady. He might be coming back, so I'm going to take him later in my draft. Though you want to do some of that, I guess, later on, maybe to take some wild chances. But early on, you just don't want to mess up. Take the consistency, and then, like Gov said, don't be beholden to one idea or the other. Be flexible to value, especially early in the draft.
Well, just to stick on that, if you're coming in with that mindset of you just want a specific thing,
Yeah.
you have to branch out what you're looking for at the draft. You have to make sure you're going in educated because you don't know what's going to happen with these other people.
Right.
Just don't go in your draft blind
Like,
with the fixated mindset. Blind. Those
I
are the two
don't-
worst things.
I don't think I would take Travis Kelce, for example, as the first 2 picks. But if I picked like later in the draft and he kept sliding, I mean, I'm taking Travis Kelce. But like, so I have an idea, but don't be set in that idea. Okay.
Exactly.
That one filled fast. If you guys are in this, let me know what spot you're drafting. Because those QBs, sure, you can take them right now, and that's great.
So you could
That's
probably-
all well and good. But
You want to skip to their
risers and
pick?
fallers for this tournament, that's going to be open for the whole off season. They're not really going to rise that much.
Yeah, I was just gonna get a skip
Quite-
of his personality here. I'll skip ahead to when they start the draft.
That's it. Here we
So
go.
Let's pull up pick history because this is one way to track it. At least it's something that you can actually see as some sort of visual, which is it's something.
See, I would
We got
hate
Cooper
having the
Kupp
first
at
overall
the
pick.
8th spot in my last draft. Here he goes at 5.
I like having 1, 2, or 3. It's not bad.
Being in the middle is the
Should be.
worst.
He should be in the top.
Yeah.
in the top
4,
4, in my
5,
opinion.
6, 7 are the worst.
Again,
spots.
Eckler. He's going way too late too. We'll see if you guys
I
save us
like
any
Jonathan
value. So we
Taylor,
have
too.
someone
We
at
talked about Eckler.
the 105, 106, and
Jonathan Taylor
108,
could be a
and
steal.
109. So we got quite.
It'd be great if he could get left Eckler, but it looks like if he gets ADP, he's going to have to choose between
usually
Jonathan Taylor.
So it's.
Would you
It's been
take
fun.
Jalen Hurts in the first
And
round?
I'd like to know
There's
everyone's
a good
thoughts on the
question.
payouts.
I would not. I would
I
not.
would
see
not, but
let's
if
see
he
what he
bounced
does.
back at the second, I would.
Flattening it out at the top.
Like you might take him 2. Like if
goes
you're
from-
picking here at
I'll
11,
actually pull up
you'd
a
probably
real nice-
take a wide
nice
receiver
chart
or
done by someone on
Jonathan
the
Taylor or what?
show.
I would go Hurts if you fell to me at 14.
Let's see what he does here.
Who would you look at? Who's on the board right now? Let's see who
Look at that.
who gets taken
Clay at
next.
9. That's just beautiful. That's beautiful.
I would take Jonathan Taylor here.
AJ Brown goes.
Okay, so when
Oh.
okay,
Let's bring
pause
in
it, pause
CeeDee
it.
Lamb.
Okay,
CD
are you
is one
guys
of his
taking?
top guys left.
I'm
JT.
taking
His top guy left is CD.
that's the DK ADP. He's got it sorted by DK ADP.
No, but I remember
Or, no,
on
he
his
doesn't.
list,
He have it
CD
sorted
was
by their
high.
rank, but yeah. But that's basically DK ADP right now. So
Right.
Yeah, but his list, he had CD his highest
He's
remaining.
going to
player.
take CD. It looks like.
Yeah,
he should. Based on his list, he should.
I would take
But-
Jonathan Taylor, and then I would try to get Adams on the way back.
I would take Adams and then be fine with whoever one of those 4 I got on the way back, whether it was
Barkley?
another receiver,
I-
Lamb, whether it was Barkley or Taylor, or whether it was Hurts. But I
Yeah,
would want
I would
up
take-
there. I would take Adams because Adams is a difference maker.
Let's do
I
that.
would take Adams, and then I would bounce it back with a Hurts.
So you both would agree that Adams is better than Lamb.
Oh wait,
yes, but if
actually,
your stance is you think
I
Garoppolo
almost-
gets hurt, in the you don't who plays quarterback? Who's the backup for them?
It's the kid who came in for the Patriots last year. He did good. Stidham.
No, Stidham's gone. He's on the Broncos.
I thought he was there. I'm not sure.
No,
who it
Stidham
was.
left. Stidham's a Bronco now. He left last year. So I don't know who they're back. I know they drafted a guy. Either way, that doesn't matter.
I still
Too
think Adams is like elite. Like I think
Me
he
too.
could have a better year than he's ever had. Like I still think he has that upside. Wide receiver number 1. Let's see what he does here.
Yep. Looks like he took CD. Or
He did. He did.
There's just less. There's less unknowns with CeeDee Lamb versus Devontae Adams. They didn't add.
I'm not
any
so
other
sure about that. I don't
weapons to
trust
Dallas. Not a running back. Not
But
for
you
wide
trust.
receivers. Like
I know Garoppolo will at least move an offense. He might not be flashy,
But
he's not.
he might not play.
His point was that CD is the number 1 guy. He's basically saying Dalton Schultz is off the team, Elliott's off the team. They have to go to CD Lamb. I disagree. If you like CD Lamb, that's fine, but I think you have to have a better argument than that.
I think CD would be there at 14.
I would
Probably.
agree. And but what I'm saying is, if you think CeeDee Lamb is the guy there, I'm fine with it. But you got to tell me that you believe he is like.
Also, Hurts went off the board. It just that's what just happened.
I would not do that.
So Hurts went off the board at 12. So there goes my idea of that.
I'm just more of a fan of Lamar Jackson.
Even if like I would have taken Adams over Lamb, but like he can still do my idea. Like now he's still probably getting one of Taylor or Barkley, most likely.
I'm fine with any of the
I
top
would still
there.
be fine with taking Josh Allen number 2. I don't know about you guys.
No,
I would not.
I don't like taking quarterback early though.
I don't like taking Allen because I don't like that he takes 1,000 hits a season.
I would take Adams or Taylor here if it was me.
I'm taking one of the running backs.
Safe. It really couldn't be. Devontae Adams, there is quite the unknown with the change in quarterback. You have Jacoby Myers going over. That being said, he's elite. But I think for full point PPR, guaranteed bonuses at 100 yards.
Hunter Renfrow is still over there as well.
And give me Amon-Ra right
I
here.
love the Amon-Ra pick.
On the way to building a monster.
Okay,
Let's go.
just to let pause it real quick. Just to let you know, I'm looking things up because I remember if we're doing best ball, one of the things that can tie break for stuff is you want to play for the playoffs. So that's weeks 15, 16, 17. In that time, that it will like Raiders have to play Kansas City in that time.
The Lions will play the Vikings.
Whereas Dallas looks like Dallas plays Miami that same week.
And the Lions will play the Vikings.
Okay. But
like, let's see, in the fantasy playoffs, Dallas is at Buffalo, at Miami, and then hold on.
You guys know this. I'm a Lions fan. I don't mind Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just think like there's a chance he comes back to him. Where
I don't think Amon-Ra lasts. I mean, you know how high I am at Amon-Ra. When he got drafted, I said he was the number one receiver for the Lions at that point, most likely.
I think in basketball it makes more sense because, especially with J-Mo being out for the first 6 weeks, but that wide receiver core has gotten better. We drafted Sam Laporta, who's going to take a lot of that stuff over the middle, Donnie. And then when Jameson gets back, like presumably he's not going to just see like 1 or 2 steps a game. I'm not saying that Amon won't be like elite, but we already know Adams is. But it seems like he's out on Adams. It seems like he likes to take his.
Which I'm fine with. If you're worried about Garoppolo playing quarterback for them, that's fine. I 100% understand that.
Yeah. Well, and we see with Josh McDaniels, you know this as a Patriots guy, is he tends to be a more run-heavy guy. So he is definitely playing with more pass-happy offenses between Dallas and Detroit. They have, proven to throw the ball around more.
Right. You got one of the best route runners in the league in Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
He's going to get himself open, and he's young enough where I think he'll play most of the season.
Yeah. I don't think we missed any pick here. Let's continue a bit more.
Yep.
You wanted that fat stack at the top. That's just their choice. And they do have the regular season payouts as
Still
well.
have a little bit
is something to
for
think about.
second round still.
Yeah, no,
Nick
I told
Chubb
you that.
goes here at 21. It's going to be early for Nick Chubb. Definitely should be behind Pollard in full point PPR.
Yeah, like if he has 11
Henry
and then 14, then he's not going to get a pick until like 35 or 34 or something like that.
So he is falling in this draft, so we do have a little sharper room.
So where do you guys rank Fields on your quarterback list? Because I think third round, perfect. You got DJ Moore there.
Yeah. Lamar at 15.
Fantasy-wise, he's probably like 4th or 5th.
ADP.
But I wouldn't take a quarterback before the 9th round, but that's just me.
Guys.
I would if Hurt or not Hurt. If Fields fell, I would take him.
Guarantee you can get Lamar at 25 in one of those, 2 of those, 3 of those.
See, but I don't know. I just don't. There's so many good quarterbacks. I don't really reach on quarterbacks.
Back-to-back drafts here at the 8th spot. Ryan says, took Diggs in both. My lowest exposed top guy, so I'm trying to get some more exposure.
Looks like he's on the clock here.
can do
Yep.
Fields. You can do Fields with any lineup. He does have
It looks like he is targeting.
he does
Fields
have the
here.
possibility to hit 100 yards rushing
So
and
you
a
point
300
out
yard
it.
passing game. So I think that's interesting for Justin Fields. You got to think about these bonuses as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he took Fields.
he took Fields. I mean,
Amon-Ra,
obviously, I like the
honestly-
pick. If I said it.
Well, he said that he liked it because of the rushing upside. He thinks that Fields is going to hit that 100-yard bonus more often than he won't, and it's hard to find that in a quarterback.
And now he has DJ Moore. That adds to that value already.
See, I don't try to skip ahead too much because I don't know. This pick to me depends on what other quarterbacks are on the board. I kind of like Burrow. Like I would have Burrow ahead of Fields on my list.
I would have too. See, and that's where I'm with you, Gov. I would like. I'm either taking one of the
like I think like I said, I would have had Fields like as my fifth quarterback behind Hurts, Allen. Unfortunately, Lamar, Burrow, and then probably Fields. Just because of those, like I know those offenses and how.
But
much
it's
points
so
those
close.
guys
If
put
you're
up.
saying 6
Mahomes
and
would
7,
probably be like 6 at that point. That's where it's weird. Like Fields is when you actually start thinking about the top good fantasy scores. Like, are we getting Fields from those 3 games at the end of the season? Because if we're getting that, he should be the number 1 quarterback.
He definitely thinks.
If we're getting normal Justin Fields, he shouldn't even be in the top 10 rounds.
Look at this guy's face. He definitely thinks he got a steal pick.
I agree with that.
This guy likes it.
Like, I think he went about where he should. But if again, I would have been fine not taking him if I had the chance on Burrow.
Kenneth Walker's still available.
It's a Charbonnet.
They have him in the this is where Kenneth Walker goes because running backs aren't as high.
Right.
Calvin Ridley, like, would you
I
take
like
a shot
that
on
too.
him? He really can't afford to
Why
take a
is
third wide
Cooper
receiver
so
here unless
high?
he's like gonna go no running back. But yeah,
Right. Why is Cooper so high?
I don't
the
know.
number 1 wide receiver for the Browns. Like, he's a number 1 wide receiver for a team that's going to have their starting quarterback all year instead of Jacoby Brissett.
It's PPR, but I wouldn't do it. I
wouldn't have him on my board.
Again, like, we're at 44. How many other
When we
wide
get down
receivers
to,
are
like,
gone?
fantasy
Like, you're
football
not getting
playoffs
your
and
Lambs,
JMO
your
coming
Browns.
back,
You're probably not getting
how
Devonta
much
Smith.
is
You're not getting any of the number 1 guys. Like, let's just keep watching as it goes. Like, the draft will go a little quicker.
Spread the field for him.
But I want to see who some of these guys that get taken off and what he has to say about them, too. See, someone just took Kenneth Walker.
There, like, you can tell, like, these guys are just not in tune with the NFL draft, etc.
Yeah, because Charbonnet is gonna.
I don't mind going Harris here. We as our RB1 full point PPR. Najee Harris definitely goes way too late. I have a fair
I would
amount
take
of
Kittle here. That's what
I have a fair amount of Justin Fields and DJ Moore.
Like,
stacks.
he's hoping. I
That's
guess he
another
want.
option
He's
to go
thinking
down
that.
and reach
I was about to say. I guess
little bit
he's
to go
he
get the
grabbed
stack.
Najee.
Completely
Really?
okay.
He's
Get
hoping
Justin
for a
Fields,
bounce back
one of
year for
those
him, I
QBs
guess.
you do not need to
I
play.
never
See, this
liked
is where I
Najee
think he
Harris.
made a mistake right there.
Metcalf is going to go
Like,
up.
like, there are so many better players he could have
Dalvin
taken.
Cook went after him.
I was about to say there's so
Well,
there's so many better players he could have taken than just Najee Harris, unless he
But he
thinks he's
loaded
getting
up on receiver
rookie year.
early, so
I would have went with Calvin Ridley though. I don't care. I would have taken the value. I would have went with Calvin Ridley or Kittle. Metcalf would have been up there before I would have taken Najee Harris.
I
I
probably
think he
go
reached
Hawk.
to grab a running back so he could get one when he probably would have been better off just taking a third wide receiver and know he's going to be playing a lot of like the secondary guy. He's going to need to grab like Miles Sanders or something later as maybe a top dude. Maybe he's going to take a couple flyers on a Leonard Fournette or whoever's going to be for Tampa.
Right. But I would have taken Sanders ahead of Harris. I really would have. I think Sanders has a chance to be really good with your Panthers.
I don't even know if he's on the board. Like we can't sort, and I haven't been. We've skipped ahead, so I don't know if he would have been taken already. I haven't done a draft, so I don't know his normal ADP to know if he goes.
Yeah, I really just don't think Najee Harris is going to do very well. I
Well,
think
you
last
heard
year
his
was poor.
justification, though. To be fair, he said the reason he's taking him is he thinks that Najee Harris is going to catch a lot of passes. He
Yeah,
thought
he
would.
didn't seem confident though in his run game.
No, but he's taking him based on the PPR upside. He
Right.
Yeah, if he thinks he's going to get that and he's going to get rookie year Najee, then it's not horrible to take him here.
Yeah.
But like
But
I
as your
still think
number
it's
one
I
back,
think it's a bit of a reach.
and that's fine if you think he's going to go off.
I think you could have
awesome,
taken him
but
as your number one back and still gotten a really good wide receiver here.
his price is cheaper, right? You
Fair.
can still get those shares. You can get a
see
ridiculous
what he
amount of
said.
shares. Just maybe don't take them right now because you're going to pay a little higher price. Really crowd to me, JSN limits Metcalf. That's the way I see it. Is Metcalf is a wide receiver that needs volume, where Tyler Lockett is going to make the most of those opportunities and take him to the house. Like 72, 73% catch rate with Geno last season. The guy doesn't get tackled much. So, yes, he's a little older, but who does he
Kirk
really
on the board,
hurt?
Swift
JSN?
on the
In
board.
my opinion, my strict opinion, I think he hurts Metcalf more than he hurts Lockett. And something we can all agree on, those guys bringing in JSN helps Geno Smith. So something that is super important for these tournaments are
He's throwing quarterback now, so I was just going to see. I would have waited on quarterback because
He already has Justin Fields. He should
I
not
know
be
that, but
taking
like-
another quarterback now. He
But he
shouldn't
was
even be
justifying
looking
his
at
looking.
quarterback.
Hold on, just let's
Let's hear what he has to say. Yeah.
But I like all the quarterbacks better than Justin Fields. I like all those quarterbacks better.
thinking
No, I
about
don't. Not
QBs.
those.
Who can hit the 300-yard bonus? Where do we draw the line on QBs? Because this is a 20-round draft, but you don't want to just go 3 QBs late like you could in the big board, because these 3 QBs, Ritter, Mac Jones, and let's say you go Jimmy G, they might hit the 300-yard bonus like 5 times combined. Whereas if you get a Justin Herbert, he's going to hit it 5 times himself. So there is a big difference with QBs and tight ends. Super important when we're thinking about who can hit a 100-yard bonus
Okay,
with
pause.
the tight end room.
I agree with that. Tight end is
Yeah.
going to be the thing with who's left on the board. So we know Kelsey's gone. Looks like Mark Andrews is gone.
I love Hawk.
I would love to grab Hawk right here for his
Yeah.
team too.
If you believe in Kyle Pitts, you could. I say you can wait. Kyle Pitts and Goddard are fine. Evan Ingram's fine.
I'm a big believer in Kyle Pitts. Remember, Evan Ingram's playing for a contract
Ingram
year.
looks really good too.
Waller's fine if you think he'll bounce back.
Dalton Schultz is playing with the Houston Texans with a rookie.
Yeah, a rookie quarterback. You got to like that.
Even
You have a lot of room to. You have the rookie tight end from Buffalo.
Kincaid, yeah, but even stacking Cole Kmet with your quarterback, like he's got to start thinking about stacks too. Whether that be Cole Kmet.
Yeah, he could definitely grab Kmet late with
Right.
Fields.
Or I wonder if
in my
Mooney's
opinion,
still
it stops
available.
at Njoku after
Yeah,
firing
because
had
BJ
Darnell
was still
Washington
there, so
added
Mooney
in.
has to be there.
We'll see how they use Washington. It might be a small, but even then they brought in
You
a
have the
ton of,
Raiders rookie
like,
as
they brought
well.
in Allen Robinson. There is just more competition there in Pittsburgh, which I just don't like. And sure, can one of these guys spike once for over 100 yards?
Sam Laporte is going to start for the Lions too.
Yeah, someone's going to do it. It's going to be one person, though. Not going to be multiple of those guys. It's going to be one time. So, in my opinion, someone that
And
can have
Hawk
a
just
100-yard game,
I
maybe
think
twice a
he's
season.
undervalued. Pickens
Ingram,
just
Njoku.
went.
I think it really the cutoff is Njoku.
I 100% agree with
Ryan
that.
says I had Allen, but he had to end the 15 spot. Burrow slid because of his 300-yard bonus. Exact reason. Yeah. And I think that's interesting where maybe a naked Burrow isn't as bad because he can maybe spike with the 300-yard bonus while spreading the ball. Maybe he throws 3 touchdowns, one's to Higgins, one's to Chase. Those guys have like 17-point games, nothing absolutely crazy. And
Right,
Burrow
he's
still
coming up
gets
here in a sec.
elevated as the
what he's
QB
gonna
one that
take.
week. I think it's
What
a
a
potential.
reach on Christian Watson, in my opinion.
He used
Right,
to
if I'm
actually
him, I grab
he used
another
to dump it off
receiver.
the mixing quite a bit.
Or
Well,
if he-
Damian
Would
Pierce.
always
Pause.
get reception.
He was on running back. Damian Pierce is still available. I think
No.
he bounces back.
No.
I think
This isn't 1990s. You don't need to draft a running back this early.
Yeah, he's taking his second running back after. Like, not only did he reach on Najee, now he's going to take a second one when he really should be taking another receiver.
You should take
Here.
a receiver.
But he's looking at trying to grab Mixon. God damn.
well,
Touchdowns.
if you want to go tight end here, if you think one of those top tight ends,
I would have taken Kittle a long time ago.
Or I guess Mixon must already be gone. He can't take him.
But I do think that is at least more in play in this, where you do have that bonus, than it is like in the
Who's he
big
got?
board or on
I look
underdog,
at
where
Michael Pittman here. I like
for
Pittman.
Burrow especially, where
I
I
don't
can
like
take
guys
Mike
are mostly
Williams
getting all
or
the
Jerry
targets.
Jeudy, to be honest.
Chasing Higgins.
yeah.
Jerry Jeudy.
It's a little tougher to justify.
They did draft a rookie.
Then you're
though.
like justifying.
I mean, if I were
rushing
taking a running
touchdowns
back, it would
with
probably
Burrow.
be Pierce or
It's hard to
Swift.
do.
But a Pierce first for me.
Mike
Yeah,
Williams
Pierce first
rightfully
if I go running back.
falling.
The Eagles screwed me because they never use one running back, though. That's what's been the most. I take Michael. I take Pittman. I don't know why he's
Again, I'd be looking at fantasy playoffs now. Who's better? Who's got a better matchup, Denver or
Kind of wish Gibbs was here, to be honest.
Gibbs. Gibbs is long gone.
This is a tough pick.
I'm probably taking Judy.
Let's go
Big
Drake
Judy.
London here.
He's gonna go London.
I don't like that. I'm just not a huge on London.
Like Swift,
Either.
good PPR guy, but when you think about 100-yard
That's
bonus,
where
I
I'm
would
probably
prefer
off.
Kirk.
I'm not big on the Atlanta offense.
I would go Kirk.
I'll catch this back up.
of those opportunities and hard game. Let's see how much we can push it with the running back, though.
But here's the thing. Here's where I think you messed up. Because if you're going to take a Falcon, I just think Pitts has a higher upside
Right.
than London.
He has much more talent.
Yeah, if he wanted to get from Detroit, he should have taken him where he took Harris. I don't know if they were available, but like I just think he reached on Harris, and then he kind of got squeezed right there. Any other thoughts before we continue?
No, I think that's pretty much. That was a tough pick to make. He was in a really bad
He
spot.
boxed himself in, I think, with a Harris pick.
Yeah.
I think that just set off a bad avalanche.
Probably not going to happen. Four running backs in Philly's room. Kirk, sure, he could spike for 100, but how consistently?
Goddard is a
Pierce is an interesting option. Pacheco's an interesting option. Let's see how much we can push it. With
I
the
would
running
go
back,
tight
though.
end.
Let's go tight end. Let's go Goddard here.
I would go Evan Ingram.
I think they might.
I
be a
would
little
probably
more
go
pass
Ingram
heavy
as well,
in Philly this
but I don't
season.
mind grabbing
Me
Goddard.
too.
He will
I
be
would-
consistently.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. Also, Swift is like it's a good landing spot, like a high-powered offense. But how much do they really check down to the running backs? It's not. It's not.
They
extremely
don't,
high.
and they use a lot of running backs, but it is Swift's hometown. He grew up in Philadelphia, so he is motivated to be there.
I have a bunch of Kincaid shares. Love that. Fantasy Football Garage. What's up, my man? Now, people much smarter than me are talking about tight ends and rookie tight ends and how they typically perform their first season for fantasy football. It's usually not the best in terms of catches and yards. But I think we have to take into consideration landing spot. You can't just jumble all the data, right? And be like, on average, this happened this many times. It's like, yeah, sure. Like Trey McBride was playing behind Zach Ertz before he got hurt.
I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah.
I think you can look at, the traditional data, but like we have to understand the position has changed. We're seeing a lot of receiving.
Tight end, though, is one of the really tough positions because you're essentially an offensive lineman, and you have to learn that entire system while also learning your route running. Like, it is actually very hard to be a really good tight end in this league early.
If you go rookie tight end, though, I think you have to go with the Raiders rookie. I think it's Mayer. Just because he's gonna start probably. McDaniels loves his tight ends. The whole baby Gronk thing, he might feed into it, but I wouldn't take him very high. Nor would I take him this early.
It looks like he's looking at other teams now. I'd be curious though, with Kamara's legal troubles. Like, what do you guys think about Kamara? He would still be there. Does that like legal trouble just scare you off completely?
No, I think this.
No,
is a
the
good
New Orleans
spot for
offense
him.
scares me off completely.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I would think Montgomery more. I would have Montgomery higher on my board because I think he's going to take over the Williams role. Now that doesn't mean he'll be effective in it, but if you want to see opportunities at the goal line, you're going to get them.
By the way, whatever team he's looking at over here, I don't like this team. Well, let's continue a bit more and see what he's up to.
Devonta Smith, Amari Cooper, and Watson. So going wide receivers
Oh,
and
I
running
hate
backs,
that.
just stacking them up.
I do think this is an interesting strategy though. Like midway through your draft, look at what the people on the other teams have, so that way you know what you're competing against, essentially.
Well, like more like the people like you're gonna see, like, okay, these guys are gonna pick right before me. What are
Right.
they?
Exactly.
So you can try to figure out. It's like, okay, this guy's taking a wide receiver, so I need to have a choice of wide receivers ready because he might take the one I want.
Exactly.
We took a more balanced approach.
I would agree with that. He definitely.
Do you have a favorite?
He definitely has a
DK
more
late
balanced
round
approach,
pick that is different from your usual on underdog. Yeah, definitely. But on underdog, where we filled out the big board, and that was a 20-round draft, and we did 150 of those. So I think that gives us an advantage in these 20-round DK drafts where, I mean, the Pounders in the chat have been with us for a while, but other casuals on DraftKings, they get to the 18th round, they get to the 17th round even, they're just like, they're looking up people's names because they never heard of them before.
He's right about that. DK
Ryan says, ignore mine. Going unique here at 8. Let's see. Do you have... Tough because everyone's names aren't the same on YouTube, so I actually don't know. Let me know what your username is.
He needs to take a receiver. Because
Richardson.
he's been needing to do that.
81.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
someone that day one was going in the 120s.
I'm with you, Gov. I would have taken
And
two more
we have
receivers than he has at this
I
point.
mean,
I could take
you're gonna
Tony
give me
here.
Ayuk.
I
at
would go
3.
Tony here probably. There is
You got-
Odell. still
Ayuk is
available.
okay.
Don't forget though, in Kansas City they got that kid Rice they drafted. I mean, apparently Mahomes really does like that.
But
Rice
they
guy.
think that Tony's a number one receiver.
Not from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that they like Rice.
Beckham is interesting.
I
but
think Beckham's
I think
interesting in a new offense.
But like I would wait and I would grab someone else, and then if Beckham's there at the next one, I'd take.
I would
I would
100% agree.
too. I would too. In fact, that'd be one of my stacks I'd be looking for is Lamar Jackson, Odell, and then Bateman. I like Bateman a lot this year. I think people forgot about Bateman because he got injured.
Do you think Montgomery just takes the Williams role from Detroit, and he'll just be the touchdown?
Well, that's exactly what I said.
I think he has more pass catching than Williams does. So I think what's going to happen, I think Gibbs will have more of a running upside than Swift did, but Montgomery will have more of a passing upside than Williams did. So I think the roles are different.
You guys going to give me Ayuk at 83?
Ayuk
Yeah,
is not
I
bad
think
here.
Like that.
I just want to give away. All right. Ayuk.
And now I would take either Tony or Beckham.
Yeah,
Unless,
whichever one you believe in more.
you wanted Montgomery,
Love
but
that.
if you take Montgomery, then I don't think I think you're taking 3 late running back flyers.
Upside
Is
guys,
all you're doing, and then I'm not happy that my only 2 running backs are Najee and Montgomery.
yeah, upside guys at this point for me would be Jamison Williams because everyone's going to forget about him being suspended for
He's
6
not
games.
projected to go anywhere soon, I don't think.
But
Because
I
you
mean,
got to
he's
remember,
got-
what this best ball is going to do is have us have a DK lineup built around every week. So we
Right.
need to have he needs to have a team that's got a quarterback and 2 running backs
He has
and 3
no
wide
correlation.
receivers every week. He definitely hasn't correlated or stacked nothing. But again,
So
like,
if I
grabbing
I'm
Cole
thinking
Kmet
late
late as a
backup
second
quarterback, yeah.
grabbing Cole Kmet late as a second tight end is fine. And Chicago's receivers are kind of mess. So again, stacking Fields late is a little easier to do.
Yeah.
But he needs to be loading up on guys that can help carry his team while he grabs a flyer tight end and a flyer wide receiver late.
And it wouldn't be a bad idea to load up on maybe some of those guys in that division.
And Fields has injury concerns, so he definitely needs to take a second quarterback here before there's
Right.
no one decent.
I mean, even like a Jordan Love would be like just to have somebody late. I mean, you got to have somebody. But it sounds like he likes to go 2 quarterbacks, so it'd be interesting to see what he does here. I'm just saying, guys like Jameson Williams and Mike Williams or Michael Thomas, those guys would be in the back of my mind late. Rice from Kansas City. But I just like wide receiver more than most people, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Traylon Burks.
Marquise Brown goes.
Traylon Burks would be my pick.
Those guys.
The number 1 guy for Tennessee.
Our favorite plays late. Because there are quite a few.
Yeah, I would definitely
Man.
pick him.
Brandon
Treylon
Cooks on
Burks
the
really
outside
sticks
for
out to me.
Dallas isn't horrible, but
It's
like,
not
I
horrible.
don't want to take a number 2 when
Wide
you
receiver
still
one on the
have
team.
what could be Tony and
I don't have a.
Yeah, Traylon
RB2
Burks being the
yet.
number 1 receiver there. And
Can we
Tennessee.
push it another round?
looks like
I
he's
don't
going to
think
take
we
Burks.
can. I'm just going to bring in James Cook. Dude, there's so many good receivers here on the board. Oh my God, this range is gold. Burks, Deontay
He
Johnson,
took James
even
Cook.
Brandon Cooks for the 100-yard bonus. Easily
Oh.
hit that.
He's cooked.
He is
This range is
reaching
gold.
so much in
Johnson.
this draft.
I
Yeah.
do not like that
Maybe
James
grabbing
Cook
another
pick at
running
all.
back where we picked London.
I don't even.
I don't
I would have
regret
taken
that.
Zay
15
Flowers
picks before he
for
did it.
the Ravens
I
before
will
I
not.
took
I do not
before I
regret that.
took James.
I
Cook.
would have
Maybe
took
we'll make
Robinson before I took James Cook.
Running back because this
Brian
range,
Robinson.
We're just talking Montgomery
wanna
is
go
right
to-
there.
wide receivers. In this
Yeah,
range.
Montgomery's the best running back there.
I got like James Cook. He's gonna be a PPR beast. Don't really
Maybe.
expect him to hit that 100-yard
If he
rushing bonus.
gets
though.
targets.
I think he's fallen in love with the PPR of DraftKings too much. with
Rand
the
Stan.
quarterback.
Okay, so we got Mr. Dookie and RCL. Let's peek what you guys
I
are doing
like
here.
I like
Let's see
the
your-
balanced
let's see your
approach, but I'll
roster
be honest,
construction.
that's a Dookie pick. If I'm being honest, I don't like that one at
Mr.
all.
That's the worst pick of the draft, I think.
Here you are. Josh Allen, Diggs, DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Godwin, Joe Burrow, Gabe Davis, and Brandon Cooks.
Oh,
like
he
that.
ruined
You
it.
don't
He
have the
ruined it
correlation
with the
with
Gabe
Burrow,
Davis
but
pick.
that's- I think it's
No,
a
that's
little more
pretty
acceptable, at least in
correlated.
DraftKings, with the 3-point
Whoever's
bonus at
that
300 passing
is
yards.
pretty correlated.
If he spreads the
It's
ball,
Burrow and Allen,
he should
man,
be
this
done
guy
at
is
DB.
stacked. All he's going 0 RB.
Haven't
He's
picked
going
a running back yet.
0
Don't
RB,
have your
0
tight
tight
end.
end, but he's
We'll
perfect.
see how it ends up.
Otherwise,
You did say you were
That
doing
would be
something
me,
different.
Gov. I don't
You
like taking a
are
running
doing
back
something
early.
different. That's for sure. Richardson as your QB1.
This is an
That's
interesting
smart.
game.
Eckler, Gibbs.
I'm telling you what,
Yeah,
if
really.
we do a draft, you guys are gonna have to
Junior,
you guys are gonna have to
Checo,
beg me to draft running
Burks,
back.
super strong on the bench. We'll see if Richardson hits this 300 yards passing bonus. He probably has a better chance of hitting
I'm
the
fine
rushing
taking a
bonus
lot
at 100
flyer.
yards than he does the passing bonus.
I
But
just,
he is someone that we're
Don't do
expecting
it.
to rise in price, especially, oh my God. This guy gets any bit. Start to think about Williams, especially with our running back construction, where we kind of put it off a little bit.
put it off a little bit, sir. This draft started off good, guys. Like it wasn't too bad. It wasn't some of the stuff I would do, but like I could get it.
I
don't-
think he boxed himself in early and then he
His-
put himself in weird
his lineup right now looks like he went 0 RB, but then he doesn't have any stud wide receivers outside of Amon-Ra and CD.
Yeah, I don't
Like if I'm gonna have a lineup where my running backs look like I'm going 0 RB, he should have a Diggs. He should have Metcalf instead of Lunt. Like he does not have stud receivers outside of Lamb and Brown, and he did not get two very good he needs consistency for DK at running back. Like PPR upside is good, but are you going to get consistency in an offense that doesn't run the ball that much in Buffalo?
Right.
Is he really? And he's betting on a bounce and then he's betting on a bounce back year and more PPR from Najee, and he did all of that ahead of ADP. Like that mistake.
I'll give him this. Like I like guys with backwards caps. Matthew Stafford came in balling with the backwards cap. You know, people were wondering what upside he would have. I want to get this guy on the podcast. I think he sounds like a pretty cool guy because I want him to justify some of these.
I think his first 3 picks to build that team, like I said, like what your first 3 picks, just let him come and do it. I think Lamb, Brown, Fields, good.
Yeah, good. Not great, but good.
This draft went at the start went in one of the ways that I thought it should. I agreed 100% with a lot of these picks. He lost me though. At the running back spot, the 2 running backs he had, I do not like at all.
Let's see if.
And I think he reached on him too. That's my problem.
And draft his 3rd QB here.
His picks are coming up here, so we'll see how he finishes.
Please don't.
It's not how
Please
you start, it's how you finish, sir. We're gonna hope for
I
you.
asked nicely, so I think we're good. I think we're okay. I asked nicely.
You're okay.
We
but
would
you're
be
not
bringing
great,
in
buddy.
Jared Goff with Amon-Ra. We could always go late Sam Laporta as well.
Sam Laporta would be a good pick, sir. I'm telling you, he will be the receiving option for Detroit.
Don't do it. Don't even think about it.
See, I like the Robinson pick at running back there.
But
Could
I
have
would
gone
go,
J-Mo
I
as
would
well
go James
to go
Williams here.
Goff.
Okay, so we're on his 2nd pick. He got Javonte with his first one.
I would go.
See, Javonte, I think, is better than both. I think Javonte, if healthy, is going to be better than both James Cook and Najee Harris. So,
Yeah.
Again, it looks like he went sort of 0 RB, but then he doesn't have 3 stud wide receivers and Justin Fields to show for it.
You know what I would do here, though? I'm taking Jared Goff.
I'm definitely taking a quarterback, but I would take Cousins over Goff. Like Goff is I'm sorry, but Cousins has pretty solid weapons.
And
with Hawkinson and Jefferson, Cook, the rookie Addison. Like he's got pretty decent weapons. Not that Detroit's weapons aren't bad, but they're in flux at running back completely. Like I mean. I guess he has Amon-Ra. So because he has Amon-Ra,
that's why I go Goff.
Yeah, I would go Goff or Jameson Williams here. But Kyler Murray could be interesting too. I wouldn't take him here, but Kyler Murray is an interesting player. He will probably play at some point this year.
Thank God. And J-Mo, someone that's been falling from this spot as well. Like this is kind of early for him. Going to be suspended 6 games. And he had question marks before that. Fantasy Football Garage. We always appreciate you retweeting the live streams. That is just like, it helps so much. Small channel. Just to get eyes on it is cool. Do you play on drafters at all? No. Do you recommend drafters?
I recommend where you're comfortable, to be fair.
I have not played on drafter, so I can't say anything.
Ryan says he stacked Gabe Davis instead of going for the usual Ayuk. Yeah, that's fine. Completely.
Well, that's my point. You should put your money where you're comfortable. You do your research.
Never played on it, but I think it might be a bit ... Might be a bit ...
But he looks like he's having fun, man. That's the important part about drafting. You gotta have fun. Some people take it way too serious.
We're up in 17 picks. Let's go pick history. See,
Samaje Perine being there is an absolute steal, I think. Samaje Perine would be a great player for Denver.
If you were,
If you don't got Williams, but he's got Williams, so he's betting on the health of Williams.
One's doing any crazy shit. I mean, we got Williams 15 picks after ADP. That's
That's a good point.
That's another gift.
Yeah, that's not
We've been
bad.
I
there's
do
value
like
having this
Johnson
draft.
from the Chargers. I think he's going to play a big slot
Tony
role.
went 16 picks after ADP, but that makes sense because he shouldn't really be a PPR
I like
monster.
Michael Thomas too.
Not
to have
really
a
expected
bounce
to be
back
that guy to
lead
get a
quarterback.
high target share of his offense. Left star says $20 entry, $1 million best ball, no playoffs, week 1 to 17. Interesting. Ryan says he did drafters last year, overall scoring week 117, so no groups, top
Yeah,
score
I have
wins. ADP's maybe already kind of averaged in and shifted. It might be
Quick take on Russell Wilson. Does he bounce back or no?
When you say bounce back, what do you even mean by that?
A top 16 quarterback.
16? Yes.
Yeah.
Where's the edge?
Is he
Is he
like a viable fantasy contending quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it says only has 467 out of 111,000. That's fine.
See, the problem is here, though. I think James Cook, he's counting on James Cook being a starter. I'm okay with James Cook if you're taking him as like a flyer. But he didn't take him as a flyer. He took him as a permanent.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna be the starter, but like that is not an offense that uses their running back a lot. So unless you just think all of a sudden they're gonna use all of a sudden James Cook is gonna get all of like Dawson Knox's work and like I just don't see it.
Well, my thing is, I'm fine with that pick if you had one of the top 4 running backs on your board.
Yeah. His pick is coming up here. I like Myers here or Khalil Herbert. The Saints also have a rookie running back they like more than Jameson Williams, it sounds like. Jameson would be the veteran probably to get the early work, but come week 7 or 8, I forget the kid's name, but he's like a 3rd-round rookie who they think flashed a lot of upside. So I would stay away from Jamal Williams.
Just dropped their tournament. That's cool. That is cool.
Let's see what he does. Curious.
Will Herbert off the board. I think he's going to fall a little bit once you get some news about Rashawn Johnson just doing well in practice. I really do think he's going to challenge Herbert for the number 1 spot.
I don't know about Wendell Robinson if he would be there, but I'd be looking at a guy like him if he was there. You know, that's what you got to start thinking a little bit ahead here. Because I don't like a lot of the other options we're saying on the screen.
Yeah.
Foreman's probably not bad.
Foreman has the highest upside, I think, but he's also not going to start.
Either is any of these other guys, though, because Tyler Rozier is going to get replaced by Bijan Robinson.
Right.
Eli Mitchell has always been like that upside
Just on
$7
first and
sort
second
but
down.
never done it. I would honestly take Jordan Love as
Will Herbert, a lot of people
unless he
know
has
he's
one already,
5'9",
which I don't think
kind of a
he does.
smaller back. Jamal Williams, not a PPR guy, should not be ranked here. Not a PPR guy.
I like
a guy that's really going to hit the 100-yard bonus
Derek Carr here
as well.
Yeah, I like Derek Carr a lot.
Jordan Addison, I think, eats into
I actually have a Derek Carr.
I'm pretty sure he has Fields and Goff. I don't think he needs another.
Oh, if he took Goff,
I don't think he took Goff, did he?
Pretty sure, yeah.
This range, I will say this range for DraftKings is ugly.
Let's see.
Yeah,
So we might have
right
to
there.
reach down
He
here.
did take
Okay, yeah, no, I'm good with that.
We have 1 tight end.
So like with him, he needs to load up on receivers.
Greg Dortch.
He
I think
already.
Chiggy's fine. Yeah, let's grab Chiggy with this spot.
Oh, I don't like
All right,
that.
second back.
That's okay. That's
See,
okay.
like with Justin Fields, I'm already planning on
really add
having
much in
Cole
Tennessee.
Kmet if he's there.
So,
So like this would have
Right.
been where I would have
Definitely
taken
safe.
Cole Kmet if he was there.
should have a.
So I
Yeah.
guess he
target
wasn't.
share
So you
for
take
offense.
Chig. Okay.
I would have liked some correlation on him.
But, like,
now.
he
has-
needs
I don't understand
receivers.
why
Like,
Thieleman's
I'd be
ranked
taking-
128 or 130, whatever it is, whatever.
Because
we
I
wanna go
wouldn't
by.
want Adam Thielen. Like,
This guy's on auto pick. See, it happens in every draft.
There's Rice there.
Give me McKinnon on every single team. That's sort of the way I feel
what?
about
I
it.
would take Rice way before I take McKinnon.
Give me McKinnon on every team. We got him
I'm
a lot
fine with the
early.
McKinnon pick.
Pick
I like the
180,
pick. I think that
190
bounces back
day
as running
one.
back from.
and he is a fast.
I don't think
fast
he needs
riser.
running back. I think he
And the
needs
day
a
before he
receiver.
signed, we did send out a tweet saying he will be one of the biggest risers.
I don't know. Is he going to play that
We spoke
Heisman
into
package? How many
existence.
receivers does he have to play? Because
Got the
3.
extension the next
It's
day.
DraftKings,
He's
so
just
he's
gonna
going to
be-
be playing
he's gonna be
3,
good on
and he has a flex spot.
yeah, I mean, he's playing like 1990s football. Like I don't know. I like having a lot more receivers at this point than he has.
Yeah.
I
Pretty-
I
he
would
has
just go
the
receivers
special
your last
upside
couple
athletic.
picks.
So he has that spike.
He
in
I
needs
would
to.
take McKinnon there. I would have taken McKinnon there. I like the
I like
McKinnon
range
DJ
range.
Shark there for
his
the
range is not
Panthers.
Who does
very
McKinnon
big
play
in
for
the-
right now again?
They signed every single running back.
Kansas
that
City
didn't
still,
have
I
a job
believe.
in the offseason.
I thought it was a free agent.
Maybe he is a free agent.
I think
Oh,
Kansas
if he's a
City's on
free
that.
agent.
I wouldn't even have drafted him.
Yeah.
Knox
If he's
goes,
a
free
Gallup
agent-
goes 21 picks.
He is
later.
a free agent.
Honestly, I like that.
Oh,
Does Mario have?
I
Mario
It
has
depends on
best
where
bet
he
as well,
lands,
so reaching out
really.
Dan, his guy.
I like Wendell Robinson. I think he was still there for a
Daniel
while.
Jones
So
correlations,
I
that
don't-
makes
I
sense.
don't
If
like-
Wandell's still there,
take.
I don't like a lot of these late round guys, man. This just proves though you should wait on tight end because you can get guys like Greg
Foreman.
Doltz. I don't know, man. Like look at Jordan Love.
I don't know.
I don't
Foreman.
like taking early
Does
quarterback.
anyone like Foreman's ADP at 141 with Rashawn Johnson and Khalil Herbert there? That just seems.
Skip ahead a
Let's
little
see.
bit. Because we can almost do a flyby of this team at this point.
I think he's in for another monster season. Got Ayuk at like an extreme value here.
He's picking now.
You have Donovan.
It does look like he signed a
Peoples-Jones,
1-year deal with
Alec
Kansas City
Pierce.
again.
See, I don't-
He hasn't yet, but it looks like he's
Let's
got
bring
it.
in Alec Pierce. Anthony Richardson has
He's-
a big arm.
I like that. He finally got on the board with something I like. He took Alex Pierce.
Yep, I like that pick.
Yeah, that's fine.
This
That's
late in
a
the
flyer
draft-
wide receiver I'd be okay with.
Yeah, but see, this is why I don't take quarterback early because Matthew Stafford's still here. Like, if I can't get like a Lamar Jackson or like a Patrick Mahomes early, I'm
But
waiting.
I feel like
wait.
Fields, with fantasy wise, he got a top quarterback anyway.
But he
so-
could have got the same upside with like Trevor Lawrence like 5 rounds later.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same upside. I completely disagree with that.
See, I do.
Does he even have a stack of a team anywhere on his
He
stuff?
does.
Like, I guess Goff,
Lions,
Brown.
Bills. Yeah, he doesn't have many correlating picks, and that's
But
what
I
I don't.
like a lot of correlation, especially in best ball.
Mhm.
Because you don't want to just score; you want to be like the top guy. So, like, you want Jared Goff and
Well, okay,
Amari.
he's got a little bit that works because
He's got
if he
that.
has the Detroit guys, then I want some playoff correlation too. So I want some guys from the teams he's playing in the playoffs. So
Well,
that
that's why-
means then Detroit in the fantasy playoffs would be playing Denver.
Minnesota.
Hold on, I'm looking right now.
Because I think they go Minnesota week 15 and 17 or something like that.
It's Denver, then at Minnesota, then
Dallas.
And
then,
so another reason why,
then at Dallas.
Then at
So
Dallas.
he has CD, he has Javante.
Yeah.
All he's missing is a Minnesota piece. Like this would where like is Addison on there, or even like KJ Osborne? Like I take a flyer on one
Osborne
of them.
was, but I don't know if he still is.
If Addison's there, I'd take him. But
That's
I
exactly
would
what
take
I'm looking
Nico
for.
Collins here.
But yeah,
Alec
I'd be fine taking a
Okay.
guy you think
Who
is
just
going to
went?
be
'Cause he just
playing
double picked
on
you.
I mean, I'm
Minnesota.
fine with Dubes there.
Or
Denver
again,
Denver.
I could take another Dallas
Wow,
guy
thanks-
or another Denver guy.
thanks for
if
taking
they're
those
Well,
two
viable.
guys
if
off
you
the
want to
board.
take Romeo Dubes there,
Um,
though, that's
Take
just gonna go
Sam
DPJ
Laporta
here.
or Nico Collins, man.
He does need wide receivers.
Let's go
So.
DPJ.
People's
That's
Jones
fine.
is solid.
Had a real
Yeah.
good connection.
I would have went MVS over Peoples Jones.
Wait.
I think it's the same
Wait.
player with more opportunity with MVS.
I don't care for a right.
I
away.
don't like if Tony's in there. It's Kelsey, Tony. You're trying to get in Sky Moore. I think Marv Scantling is third or fourth on that team, where Peoples
But so
Jones
is
is the
he-
number 2 wide receiver for Cleveland. It's him on the other side of Cooper. That's what it was all last year. So like that,
Okay.
I like taking Peoples Jones over him. Yeah.
Nico Collins has slipped too far. Nico Collins is still the number 1 wide receiver in the Texans, even if
No.
he is. Who's the number one receiver if it's not Collins?
Let me double check their receiving core.
I'm telling you, it's Collins, man. Cooks is gone. Collins has slipped too far. But at least give me this guy.
I just can't believe that someone like Nico Collins is a number one receiver.
He is.
3 catches.
I mean, you can hate all you want, but
Break
he
a
is.
long one. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for upside.
Yeah, that's why you take
You want them to be able to spike into your lineup. Again, this is best ball.
Sam Laporte is going to be a starter for the Lions. Like, take
Falcons will pound Bijan in the run game too. Quentin
Take
Johnson,
Hodgins
I'm
from the
thinking, might
Giants.
take away
He's the
some
number
of
one
the
receiver for
checkdowns from
them.
Herbert. We'll see. I think there's plenty to go around in that offense, though. Plenty to go around.
All right, 15 to 20. He's got a couple of picks.
Gotta
Let's
love these
see.
auto drafters. This tournament just became a
And it's
2
auto
advance out of
drafting,
11.
so like it'll go quick from here on.
What's crazy to me, Gov, is so he took McKinnon, right?
Oh, it's Robert Woods. That's their number one. But man,
No, Collins is better than Robert Woods. Get out of here.
and they have Mechie coming back, I believe.
I like Mechie. I like Mechie a lot. It's a good story too. The kid coming back from cancer. It's fantastic. I will shed a tear when that guy finally gets on the field. Like truly.
But Nico Collins is number 2 in my opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. Nico Collins is a point where he did go. By the way, he just went. I skipped ahead a bit to see Wendell Robinson was still there in that round. I mean, that's
This
great.
might be the worst receiving core I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, please. Now, I want this guy to break down our draft. Be just as critical. Tear us down, strip us naked, whatever you got to do. But promise me this, guys, when we do our draft, whatever that is, no matter what stakes, we correlate better than this, man. This is not good correlation. Because when we're right, we want to be really right. You know,
But when we did our
Cancel
NBA draft,
early
we
into the
put
big
ourselves
board.
in a corner
If you
at
guys
the
want-
end.
Well, that's
Well,
different because you don't correlate the same. In NBA.
right. No, I'm just saying, but we did put ourselves in the corner. So, you know, but we're battling 3 minds at that point.
Yeah. Does Trey Lance play for the 49ers or somebody else this year?
I don't think.
I think if he's healthy and he looks good, he probably will end up playing for the 49ers this year.
It's such a risk. It's such a risk to pick him.
It looks like, by the way, Willis, they're going to try to play Willis in the preseason for the Titans and then trade him before the start of the year. That's the rumor.
with us then. You were hearing us talk about it every single time he came up. Fade. No, we get sniped on Laporta. Who did it
No,
to
there
us?
goes Boobs.
Oh,
He was gonna take Laporta too.
He
That's
should have taken Laporta.
uncorrelated Laporta.
I
don't
do
love
like
it.
Mike Gesicki as a
don't love
player.
and he was talking about correlation, so at least he's looking for
Because
that.
we
a little
have
bit.
Jared
Yep.
Goff, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to come back to
Hey,
it.
I
Messi.
like the Zeke pick.
Right now, I'm just mad.
The Zeke pick's not bad.
But
But
Who did he sign with again?
no one
He
yet.
hasn't signed yet.
let's go, Elliott.
It looks
here.
like he
We
might
might be
sign
done
with
at
the
running
Bengals,
back.
though.
We get to double tap these guys.
Well,
This isn't even like the last pick. Like that's like no.
I
You don't even take Zeke.
Tucker.
That's a bad pick.
I disagree with that.
Is that
No.
now his like 5th running back?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
he took Garoppolo. It looks like. Oh wait, no, he's looking at a different team. He's looking.
I
At,
like Zeke.
I like
I like Zeke,
Samuel.
but I don't like him there.
So like his running backs are Najee, James Cook, Javonte
Claypool's there. I would
Williams,
take
and
Claypool for
Zeke.
Let's
correlation.
go Chase Brown. We're
Yeah,
done.
why is he not
running
taking
back.
Claypool? What about Hunter Renfro still there? I think Hunter Renfro was.
We
hurt
could
most of the
honestly
year,
stop
but
at two
still
tight
pretty
ends
good.
with
And
Jalen
Chase
Goddard.
Brown and
We'll see who's there
McKinnon.
in
Like
the
he
20th
can't take
round.
another. He has what 6 running backs, 7
Did want the
running
double
backs.
stack
We
with
already
Jared
talked
Goff.
about it. Take Mechie too. Mechie played at Alabama with a high guy. Would have probably been
Jay
on the
says he has
field
to
in his
pedal
rookie
a
year.
stationary
Got
bike.
cancer. Like the guy's talented. He played at Alabama.
to make the modem work. Yeah, no, definitely does.
But he still smiles, so I like it. Like I
Yeah.
told you gotta have fun when you draft. I just
So
don't
much
like some of
pain.
these picks.
Yeah, no, his late picks are starting to
much
get a little.
We probably
I
need
really like the Zeke pick. I think Zeke is
Curtis
probably
off
the
the
most
board.
talented running back on
Here's
that
the
team.
thing, though.
But
Donnie,
if he's
I
not
agree.
on a team, is he even going to play?
He's gonna make a roster. He's gonna be on a roster. He's just fighting for money. He's talking to the Cowboys. I think the Bengals are out on him. I think it's gonna be back to the Cowboys.
That Dallas did say they'd welcome him back. Here's the thing, though, is like I would take him fine, but not there.
Yeah, no, like he's like a flyer in my last 2 picks if he's there. He's not. I have 5 picks left in this draft. I'm taking Zeke.
Jalen Reed is in Tyler Conklin as the only viable passing tight end for the Jets because we know Aaron Rodgers loves tight ends. This is why you don't take a lot of these like middle guys.
Definitely someone who
Ferguson there.
Let's see what he takes with his 2.
Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, there's still okay guys.
You
I
need to
wouldn't
take
take
Jordan.
a flyer
Give us
on
Hardman.
Zeke yet.
Give us Hardman 30 picks
no.
after ADP.
No,
The disrespect.
Oh.
take Jalen Reed, my brother. He's a
That'd make me feel pretty
he's
good
like
about
the
my
number one
team. Not gonna
slot
lie.
guy for the Green Bay Packers.
It's Hardman the piece we need for week 17. 2 touchdowns
Even
from Aaron
Van
Rodgers, a
Jefferson
jet sweep.
holds more value without Robinson there.
Just kidding.
I don't know how
Wow.
Hardman gets on the field
We
consistently.
do get Hardman 30 picks.
No,
after
because like
ADP.
Stafford
That's nuts.
back.
This is
Stafford
like
likes Van
he's a
Jefferson.
starting receiver for
I
the
like
Jets.
Trey McBride too.
Tannehill goes. Who's the other pick you went? You went
Think about how
Zach Moss and
stacked that
Tannehill?
Jets receiving core is.
Dude, I
Pause
don't
it real
understand the
quick.
reaches here. Just
He just said Mecole Hardman is the starting receiver for the Jets. How is okay? I don't count your 3rd wide receiver as your starting receiver, and he's not starting
Well-
over Alan Lazard and Garrett.
Here's the thing, though, to your point, Gov, is you could argue that Corey Davis will start in the slot over.
I mean,
I
you
think
could, but
Hardman's
I don't
the
think you do
fourth
that.
or
But
fifth.
he's definitely behind those 2.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, I'm not saying he will be behind Corey Davis, but
There's gonna be an injury at receiver for the
him
Jets.
and Corey Davis are closer than people are giving credit. That's
I mean,
all I mean.
Mecole Hardman will play, but like I'm not calling him a starting wide receiver in my book.
I
He's
agree.
he's a slot guy. He's an extra. He's the extra dude
In fact, if you want
for the
someone,
Jets, which could be pretty good.
if you want someone that's going to play more snaps for the Jets, he should have taken Conklin.
I agree with that.
I mean, at least Conklin has the position.
But he said he's set with 2 tight ends. He doesn't want a 3rd.
I would have taken Van Jefferson though.
a simple game. Pick players that are going to score points. Van Jeffy, welcome to the
Oh
team.
yeah, sorry man. I hope you rip me on Twitter. Go ahead. You're gonna make fun of a guy for not scoring points, but you talk Ezekiel Elliott, who doesn't even have a team. Get out of here.
Feel real good about bringing in those 2 and stopping at
I
8
like Van
receivers.
Jefferson though. I'll give
Yeah,
you
I'm
Jefferson,
okay with
Hardman,
Van Jefferson.
DJ,
Like,
Alec
I think
Pierce,
if you know what you're getting with him, you're okay with him.
Ayuk,
But like,
Drake London, Amon St. Brown, and CeeDee Lamb.
Brandon Ayuk.
he's got a highly uncorrelated team, although he does have Detroit. If
I think I got
Detroit
one more
is
trick up my
good,
sleeve from my last
he
pick.
has playoff potential.
We'll see. We might get sniped again. It might just not work.
But
I have one more trick.
Oh, he's got
then we'll
tricks,
go
fellas. He's got tricks. We got to skip ahead to see his tricks.
I was about to say, just play. Quit skipping ahead. Like, I want to see what happens in the draft too.
Isaiah Likely off the board.
Like, he might be
Mario's
making
on
these
the
decisions because
clock.
of bullshit. For all I know, he got tilted in round
Nice.
9 from some shit. He's
Mr.
been
Dookie
making his
took
decisions
Trent
horrible.
McBride
He got tilted when he took Harris.
and
We
Taking
got
Conklin,
tilted when he took Harris with his
Mario
4th
taking
pick.
Hey,
Edwards.
Hold on, he's in the chat right now.
Is
Just
he?
to let you
I think
know.
there might be
Yeah.
higher upside
That's
guys
good, buddy.
at running back than Gus Edwards, but depending on
That's
your
good.
build, maybe you just need
We're having
some
fun
for
with you guys.
sure.
We're having fun.
Running back.
I'm liking this a lot.
Barkley, Dobbins.
I'm ripping
Yeah, it is.
you. You asked us to rip
Keep
you, to
Ryan
be honest.
Gibson.
I'm giving you honest feedback. Elliott was a
Hunt,
terrible
Gus
pick,
Edwards.
sir.
I'm fine with the Gus pick.
I like the
He's just
Elliott
not the
number.
highest upside for full point PPR,
It's a great upside pick, but you don't take a guy that's a free agent without a team.
but not a
before
bad
Van
handcuff,
Jefferson.
that's for sure. Change your pace back. They didn't really touch on running back as well, so I get the Gus pick. I like it better on the
Just proof
Going
that he is
underdog.
in the chat. We do have permission for this. We didn't just pick this guy randomly to rip.
I don't take.
Alright, we're up
I
in
just
13
take another
picks.
receiver here. So
Well, I can't rip him now. He's a coffee drinker just like me. So
We have
now we got to stick together.
2 spots left.
He took
We have 2 picks left.
Let's see. He has. Pause it real quick. Let's see what his bill. Okay, so 8 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 6 running backs. Like, if I'm him, I'm probably taking a 3rd tight end and another wide receiver.
Well, think about it. Jamison Williams is out for 6 games. He's already got the Detroit correlation. I just think Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones will be on the field for at least the 6 games.
Well,
I'm-
what about Robert Woods? Robert Woods isn't a bad pick here.
But that depends on Mechie, though. I think Mechie comes back and is pretty good. I would take the Green Bay tight end, and then I would take Marvin Jones.
There's a lot of ways you can go with this.
Isn't that tight end the rookie tight end from Jackson State? Isn't he like a
If
Jack
Claypool is still there, I'm assuming Claypool went a little bit ago. But I think the mistake was not taking Claypool when he took who was it? Who was it he took over Claypool?
I'm not sure. But you know what's got to be interesting for him is he knows what happens and he gets to hear our reaction in real time, and he's probably just laughing, kicking back because he already knows what he did.
See, if I were him, I'd be trying to get some more correlation from another team somewhere. So,
Right.
I might take Tim Patrick. Give me him and Javonte. I have pieces of Denver if they're also good. And you have that week, is it 15 or 16, Denver-Detroit kind of matchup. So you have a little bit of playoff correlation.
Oh, so he's not watching live. He's a little bit behind. So he's going to hear what we have to say.
There is a delay in the video, but yeah, he did say he did find out Kansas City did sign McKinnon before he drafted him.
Right. I was just looking. I'm like, okay, he did sign a 1-year deal because I didn't see that. But again, I've been busy today, so.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be your first time listening to us, man. We're always transparent. I make plenty of crow with my picks, and anytime I'm wrong, I'm the first one to admit it. That's what we do here. We keep each other very transparent. I would love to get you on the show. I'd love to just draft with you and just evaluate, because I do think that the best way to get better at anything is true evaluation. So that's why I'm having so much fun doing this, because I think it's going to prepare me for my draft.
All right, play it.
I'm liking this.
Running back and receiver, I believe.
See, if he takes running back, receiver, and has 7 running
2
backs
tight
on
ends,
this team,
Okonkwo and Goddard. I think
that's
fine.
too much.
That just tells me you're not
Is
confident.
anyone really
running
going
back
to
room at
add
all?
value to those
I
two?
don't
out of
think
the-
And I feel like he reached
tight
on a lot of
ends.
them. So, if
And
you're
they might not even
reaching
be-
on guys you
Some of these
want
guys might
and
get
you're
picked
not
as well.
confident in a
I
5-man
don't
running
really
back
see them
core,
adding a ton
I
of
think
value.
you did something wrong.
Yeah, that just tells me he grew up in the '90s, man, and he likes those running backs. But it's the age of the wide receiver.
Jerome Ford off the board.
Yeah.
It's a sneaky good pick.
Will
Zach
Levis.
Evans
I
got
like that
great
pick.
pick here.
Good
Zach
pick.
Evans.
Because you play basketball.
Like
Levis
they clearly
comes
don't
out
like
late in
the
the year.
RB2
That could be a good
behind
pick.
Akers.
I love
He did
Jalen
really
Reed
all
there.
last
I think
season.
Reed's going to
And
play
they were
a lot for
fiddling
Green
through
Bay.
every single running
Yeah.
back they had. Akers, Henderson, Kyron Williams. So they bring in Zach Evans. They don't use a lot of draft capital on him, but that doesn't.
Cade Otton could be a
job.
very good weapon
Backup
for
behind
Baker
Akers.
Mayfield.
So,
Hasn't really proven this
I
one
do
this year a
love
lot.
Zach Evans here.
Cade
19th.
Otton
He
proves to
sniped
be
some
more of
11
a
picks
receiving
early,
threat than
which-
most people gave him credit for coming out.
I
That's
like the Noah
exactly what
Fant
we need to
pick
get
right
him.
there.
to be able to draft him.
Noah Fant slid very far. That's solid.
And Geno
Yeah,
Smith.
that's-
Oh,
fine with
oh! Did you just see Mariota get
Ingram,
taken?
sneaky
Why?
draft
Ew.
winner. No one's really talking about it. I like
must
that
be
pick a
auto
lot.
pick.
Who just made that? O'Brien. This is a sneaky pick. Sneaky draft winner. No one's really talking about it.
Yeah, Ingram could be okay.
No one really
Could be,
knows.
especially if you're not really a
So if
count
Connor goes
or-
down,
kind
there's
of
your
guy.
guy.
Interesting that he went Thornton
Anaconda
and
goes.
All right, who's he going
and
to take?
James Robinson. Okay, so at least we get our receiver here.
I honestly would take Marvin Jones.
I would go Robert Woods.
I would go Tim Patrick or Jordan Palmer.
Yeah, I would be between Woods and Jordan Palmer.
Because of the correlation with Denver, Detroit in the playoffs or in the fantasy playoffs, I would probably go Tim Patrick. I think
I'm
he
just
could
going
have a
pure
breakout
talent there.
season after coming back from injury. I think I might take him.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm
like-
going Palmer because I don't trust Chargers receivers to stay healthy.
That's true. Palmer should get time because Mike Williams and Keenan Allen probably aren't playing 17,
they
18.
also drafted a rookie in Johnson, who's a big body receiver, similar to Mike Evans. So Palmer's not the guaranteed 3 there.
Well, I don't think you make him I don't think you make a big
I
body
think
guy
he's
like
gonna
your
be the
slot
4.
receiver. So like I think Palmer is your primary slot guy.
And he showed out when he played last year. He had really good games.
Right. And like we've said, like we don't ever expect Keenan Allen to play 17 games, and we know Mike Williams could get hurt because of the way he plays. So like I think Palmer is solid.
But I'm just going Robert Woods just because he's the number 1 in my opinion.
Here's a question.
Not he's the number 2.
Would you guys take Tim Patrick or Gov? You said you would take Tim Patrick. Is that because
Yes.
you think Jerry Jeudy or Slayton will get traded, or not Slayton? I saw Slayton on the board. Sutton.
No, it's because I think Tim Patrick would have been the 3rd wide receiver last year anyway if he doesn't get hurt.
Right.
I think that offense could be better, and I think it correlates with the fantasy playoffs. If
So
you
you
want
would
my
think-
actual guy, like Palmer's the guy who probably produces the most points and has the most opportunity.
So that's what I'm saying is you're already taking
Palmer
Tim
also
Patrick.
has probably the best quarterback left throwing to him.
Corey
Like,
Davis.
I
And the
think
most
Herbert.
pass-heavy offense.
I would have Herbert better than Russell in my mind.
See, I like your Tim Patrick call because he doesn't drop passes, and if he does become the number 2, I think the upside's there.
Yeah, and it's going to be an offense that's
We are
under
gonna get our
overload.
correlation.
But I think Marvin
Our
Jones
double stack
definitely gets
with
a lot
Marvin
early.
Jones Jr.
You did take Marvin Jones. I like
Okay,
that.
he correlates it with Detroit guy. That's okay.
Because they basically tucked Marvin Jones back because of the Jameson Williams. stuff.
No, don't
Kinda
take a
figured that it looked
7th
like this
running
running
back.
back at the NBA.
No.
I think this is a mistake.
Please take a high.
Oh.
tight
Let's
end.
go tight end because
Yes.
Henry was
That
going
I'm
is
fine
the
with
smart
that,
move.
yeah.
Get your 3rd tight end.
Ta-
All you
take-
have is
Goddard.
Goddard,
Take
who
Washington.
you know can get hurt,
shaky.
and
Take Washington.
I
Okongwu.
think tight end here might. be
Washington,
the
I
best.
love.
How many running backs do we have? We have 6.
Hunter
Take your
Henry
third.
starting for
Right
New
there.
England, right? Like
Who?
I have
No.
never had a problem with Hunter
I
Henry.
don't.
No,
know
it
these
might be
running backs.
Gesicki.
I really don't.
No, it's going to be Henry.
I'm saying it
Let's
could
just
be
go
Gesicki
Henry.
though.
I think he's going to get us the most points. These running
I
backs
agree
are
with
thin.
that.
It really gets thin.
I think he
Eric
gets you the
Gray's
most points
fine.
consistently. I just don't think he has the highest ceiling.
What's the write up on him?
But that's
Yeah,
the
he'll
thing is, you're
face
playing best ball. You
fifth
know he's
round.
got to make these
Evan
decisions
Hull.
now. He's just playing.
PPR
You're
guy.
playing for upside at this point.
Right, right.
Samir White, I think's like someone that we've been going a decent amount in these with the last round pick. He was another draft winner, in my opinion,
See, I just go receiver.
McBride, but he's going to have
Yeah,
to.
I
beat
do.
him.
I do not pick a 7th running back. That's like that is.
I would pick anything but a running back. If you want to go another quarterback, I'm fine with that. Just not a running
I
back.
mean, with Fields, like Fields has injury risk, but Goff really doesn't. So like you're gonna have a running back all year, or you're gonna have a quarterback all year. So I don't know if I need a 3rd quarterback unless you're taking one
Yeah.
for pure upside, and I don't
Let
think
me-
there's an
yeah.
upside one left.
Let me tee the guy up just in case he's still listening to give him some time to answer the question before we end the show. If you're still here and watching, what was the one thing you regret doing that you wish you could have went back and redone? Because I do think that's a good retrospective kind of question to always ask at the end of your drafts. Altogether, though, I understand what he wanted to do here with the balanced approach. I just think he reached the position where he didn't need to. I would go up. I just think wide receivers in PPR especially are so sexy in today's world.
And it's just
Having
like my thought is like we play daily fantasy and we're building daily fantasy lineups. And one of the main things we do on NFL Sundays is pay
Pay
down
running
at
back.
running
Yeah.
back.
It's point per reception.
So it's
man.
like why would I put value in running back in best ball? Like like I said, it looks to me
Unless you
like
get a
he
top
went,
one.
it looks to me like he went 0 RB, but we saw him take Najee as his 4th pick.
right.
We see some of his RBs are straight up flyers in like
James Cook.
James Cook is going to be their number one running back, but Buffalo does not run the ball. So like you're
That's why
banking
he's
on
a
them
flyer.
completely changing their offense. That's why that's not good there. Zeke's not on a team. McKinnon, we know he's probably not going to be used most of the year when they can use Pacheco.
Yeah.
So like I think he has a lot and then Chase Brown for Cincy is probably the new
Madison for the backup.
Ryan, but like he's got a lot of flyer
Guys
running
are
backs
just,
that
like,
he spent
tired. No
way
thanks.
too high a picks on.
And let's face it, we don't know that for sure. With
At least
If
because
he's
they
going
could-
running back, take Naeem Hines. Take my favorite. Even though that's a terrible pick.
I mean, if you're gonna take a running back, take Ronald Jones. At least
No, I think Hines is a terrible pick. It's just my bias.
he does like that.
There's
Cincy offense.
nothing good at running back. Just take something else.
Paris Campbell to Mr. Dookie. Isaiah McKenzie.
See, this is why you load more wide receivers. Look at McKenzie still there. Running back gets very thin.
I need more Eric.
I don't know.
Oh, it's his pick done. I don't even think he picks again.
Go on and get it.
No, it doesn't. I'm just gonna.
No,
see
I
how-
think he has one pick left.
It's crazy.
doesn't look like it.
No, he might not. He is
Someone
already
else
done.
in
Yeah.
these drafts is
Yeah.
Rico. Can end up
Let's
as-
get back to see if he gives us some.
Who did he actually take? I forget.
find it.
He took Henry with his last pick.
Oh yeah, it was the tight end. Okay, good. I'm stressing out over nothing. But like, see,
Yeah.
that was smart. That was good.
I'm hoping he gives us.
I'm about to say the only part about his lineup I don't like is
that's why.
I think his running backs were.
It's
I
not
think
the full first name.
he reached on running
Let's see where you
backs
got out here.
that I'm not happy with. He's happy with him because he took him. He clearly thinks Najee's having a bounce back year. He clearly
Other
thinks
pass,
James
but-
Cook is going to
No, I didn't.
be some
Okay, so you got him at
PPR
152.
guy,
His ADP is 139,
and
so
he
you get
thinks
him
Zeke's
13
going to
picks
be
after
somewhere,
ADP.
and he thinks everyone
But
else is going
in
to
the grand scheme of
be in
things,
spots to get where he'll get wear and tear time
who
from
goes
them.
did someone go
Yeah.
after him
And
that
and
would
like
go
it's
first?
running back. You don't need
Would you
much
prefer
from
a
running back.
Singletary? Probably not.
That's actually the problem. It's like that's not the way to think. It's not that you don't need much from running back. It's that you can get these solid games from later round running backs. And I feel like he reached on every running back he took. Like he took Zeke. Zeke should be a guy you take as like your last running back, where he was talking about taking Zamir White.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
Zeke
idea.
should have been his
taking
last pick.
Zeke.
Yeah, I like Zeke being picked where he was
Like
picked.
that was like me last year taking flyers on like Josh Gordon or who else was it? Or on Gronk or something.
Or like when we took a flyer on Boogie in our basketball one.
Exactly. That's what you do with like the final pick. He did that with pick 15 or 16.
16.
Of
It
his
was
20
pick 16,
Pick 16 of a 20-round
but
draft.
it was
You still-
late 16.
All right, so we've already went an hour and 38 minutes. Let's do this. Let's give our. Did you guys like this? I'm talking to our community now. Did you guys like this? And I'll ask Donnie and Gov if they liked it. And then how do you guys want to build based on what you saw today? Does this make you want to draft more or less? Do we stick with the Rainmakers?
It does make me want to draft now because I feel like there's people doing stupid stuff.
That's what I'm telling you. And now that they released the $3, I wouldn't mind jumping in one Sunday. Just do one early and then one late, and then we can kind of compare and contrast. It might be interesting.
I wouldn't mind doing that if you wanted to do one here
If
this,
you want to do
this
that,
weekend or early in the week
Yeah.
or something.
Because I don't.
I'm-
What I don't want to do is wait to the middle. I think we either got to do it right away and then right at the end, because we don't want to you want quite a bit of a contrast. So I'd be
Agreed.
willing to do that.
I just don't like drafting early, but if we're going to do one each, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I will say, if we're staying on just this, I wasn't a huge fan of that draft, but I'm also not the greatest season-long fantasy player. I'm not very good at season longs. So
How do you think best ball changes that, Donnie? Do you because I know you probably haven't done a whole lot of best ball. Like, do you like the idea that you could take more upside because you don't got to make the roster decision?
Yeah, well, that's where I make my mistakes. Really, I overthink it and look at matchups sometimes and don't think, okay, this guy's just talented.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like that we have our own opinions, but I do think I think we could honestly build just a show just around our rankings. In fact, I think that's what we should do. We should just film a show where we discuss rankings and then another show where we draft. Because I think our ranking discussion, when we did that for basketball, was very fascinating.
Yeah.
It took a while, but I thought we came up with a very.
It took longer than the actual draft, I think.
I think it did too, but it was very well thought out, and I thought we had a very good collection of like-minded players by the end of it. Do you have any last-minute thoughts?
I kind of want to do a fucking see. This makes me want to do a best ball draft, and I really don't have time to do that right.
I don't either.
We don't have time. Well, we gotta say one more time. Thank you to I don't remember the name.
Dog Pat,
Sorry.
The Dog Pound Fantasy.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us look at the content, break it down, coming in and watching. It's a lot.
I think he had. I'm sure he feels like he had a good draft. But
Everyone
I'm horribly thinking his running back core is massively underweighted. I feel like I feel like I could have different running backs, but the same running backs, and have a better wide receiver core. Like,
tell you what, could you guys do one on?
I like the Justin Fields though. Like, literally, his first 3 picks are really good.
Yeah.
If we do one Sunday, it's not during the Celtics game. I'll tell you that.
Could you do one tomorrow then?
I work until late, but
I'm off at 9 tomorrow, and I don't work Saturday.
Okay, so you get off at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I work 8-hour shift, so
I'm working 9 tomorrow.
I will be here playing Zelda. Just let me know what you guys.
Oh yeah, that does come out tomorrow. Also,
why don't we do this now? We'll see how we feel tomorrow. If we feel up to it, let's do it. If not, we'll try to wait till Sunday.
Yep. Before we close, how disappointing is Phoenix? Oh man.
I'm not disappointed because I never doubted Denver. I think a lot of people.
I agree.
A lot of people never gave Denver credit. I always thought Denver was good. It wasn't just
Phoenix needed to win a championship this year. It felt like if they were gonna win one.
I told you that Kevin Durant thing was a mistake. He was too old, and they were chasing what Kevin Durant used to be, not what he was, or not what he is, not what he was. You know, they were chasing what he was, not what he is.
Man, this is just a disgusting way to end probably this run of what this team is. Chris Paul probably retires. DeAndre Ayton was overpaid. You overpaid for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I just don't like Kevin Durant's long-term future. I do love Devin Booker, though, one of my favorite players in the league.
It's just sad in a game 6 where you have all your backups in because you're down by 20 with 4 minutes left.
Well, that speaks to how good Denver is, and still no one's paying attention. They are viable to win the championship. Like, truly viable.
I just hate that Jokic and Murray and everyone's still on the court. The Suns have given up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't like that either. I thought the Lakers kind of hung around or left their starters in the hang around a bit too long when the game was over.
On the TV, they actually just showed their last 4 Western Conference Finals appearances. The last 3 have been against LA. The Lakers, obviously.
Yeah.
So, back for round 4. 4th time's the charm.
Again, shout out to the Fantasy Dog Pound. Hopefully, because we're talking about doing one too, maybe you inspired us. Hopefully, you guys maybe even take our draft and break it down the same way. I'm totally fine with that. Hopefully, we get you on. We'll do some more collaborations in the future. Thanks, guys, for joining me. We'll see you in a couple days. Take care. Be safe.
Yep.
Peace
Everyone,
out.
Have a good night.
That was a good show. You see what I mean, though, about people just not knowing what's